Crewman here, and I'm going to attempt to flip my first PC. I got this from my buddy. I did that purple People Eater PC that you guys saw, and if you didn't, I'll have a link down below. Go check it out. It was the first PC build on the newly relaunched Crewman Tech channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. And he asked me if I wanted his old PC, and I told him to tell me what was in it, and he said it was like a 1070, a Ryzen 1600, and that was really the gist of it. And I said, I can give you a price, but I will promise you that you will get more selling your GPU on the open market. And he's like, yeah, I don't want to deal with that. I was like, are you sure? And he said, yeah. So I made him an offer of $80 off of what he owed me for the last PC build. And he said, yep, that's fine. So this is it. It was really, really dusty and dirty. So this is me after I dusted it, and it's still not that clean. It has a Ryzen 1600, I think, and it has a 1070 Ti, which is actually pretty sweet. I thought it was just a 1070. So what the plan initially is going to be is I am taking this case and I'm actually putting it on a build that I'm building for my buddy for basically free out of basically scrapyard parts. As I don't really like this case, it's perfect for that use for him. So you'll see this case in another video. So the idea basically is going to be to reshell this case. I may keep the AIO or I may get rid of it, I don't know. But basically just to take this PC and reshell it. But I paid $80 for this whole build, so basically if I sold this, I would make my money back. So I'm doing okay. Now we're going to strip it and we're going to recase it. I bought a new case off Newegg. The only question is, am I keeping this AIO or am I getting rid of it? It sounded kind of funny. I honestly have a feeling I think I'm going to get rid of it. And I'm going to shove an air cooler in. So we're going to strip this now. And we are going to rebuild the PC with these parts in the new case. This is the Samo case. I've never heard of this brand before, but I asked for a good case for a PC flip because the whole point is basically just to recase my buddy's PC. And everybody said this brand. I got it for $60 on Newegg after taxes. So you can't really beat that with free shipping. So we're going to take that PC and put it back in this case. It's got 4 RGB fans, and it looks pretty nice, actually. I think it will give the PC a quality feel. Here's the parts list. First, we start off with a power supply, EVGA 750G3. This is a pretty good power supply. I'm pretty happy it was in the build. And I have enough cables, and even for whatever reason, if I didn't, I have plenty of these type of power supplies. So I have spare cables galore, and I'll probably only put the cables that he needs for the build in here, and maybe I'll include the rest in a box, or maybe I'll keep them, I don't know yet. I'm going to clean it up a tiny bit. We've got 16 gigs of G-Skill, 3000 CL15. I will probably set XMP in the BIOS. I don't know yet, I still haven't decided on that. He told me the GPU was a 1070. It's actually a 1070 Ti, which is really nice. I'm going to go ahead and clean it up a little bit, and I'm probably going to set the RGB profile to red to make it look cooler. The CPU, we've got a Ryzen 7 1800X with a B350 Tomahawk. I will probably clean it up a little bit. A 500 gig NVMe, a Wi-Fi card, which I'm going to clean up with the antenna. And it had a Cooler Master AIO, but I don't really want to sell this in the build. I honestly think I'm going to list this as for like $20. And there's no issue on it, but like I just don't want it in the pre-built. Like I'm going to list it and be like, hey, this is an old beat up AIO for $20. If you want it, you want it. Like I'll just sell it in a separate parts list because sometimes I just have parts that I don't want to put in builds that I shoot out for real cheap. And then like if there's something wrong with it, I'll just fully refund you and we're done with it. And this is the cooler I'm going to replace it with. Jay's 2 Cents actually did a feature on this. This is like a dark something. It's not a dark rock or affiliated with Be Quiet in any way, but it's a solid one and it will work with these brackets, and it's better than the AIO. This thing I bought for $15 for a while ago, and I was going to resell it for like 10, so I'm going to put this in as like a $10 upgrade. So between this and this, I'm in this PC for a total of $150. So we're going to go ahead and clean these parts, and then we're going to showcase me actually building with it. Okay, so now you've seen the finished build. Let's see how it tests in games. The only game I'm going to test on this one is Fortnite. I actually did not get the SSD up in time. I am setting up an SSD though that's generic, and that will allow me to run a more comprehensive suite of games. This is just the first build, so I feel like I'm kind of just working out the kinks and learning as I go. So I had some issues with my capture card. I have a new system for future builds where we'll showcase more games. This was the first one, so I'm still kind of working out the kinks. Like I said, I just tested out Fortnite on this one, and it did fine. I did 1080p medium settings, and I was floating between, like 80 to 125 to 135-ish FPS. The lows weren't that bad. Like anyone playing Fortnite, you lag in the very beginning on the drop, and then it smooths out. And it played well. You could also drop the settings if you wanted to, but the goal of this PC is to play at 1080p medium settings. And I believe the combination of the 1070 Ti and the Ryzen 7 1800X with 16 gigs of RAM does that just fine. All right, so the PC sold for $400. It took about 2 weeks to sell it. Now, I originally had it listed at $500, but I think because I was a new seller and didn't have any sales, that was probably a little bit unrealistic. What I did was I tossed some 1660 Supers up at reasonable prices to get my rating up real fast so I could start selling more builds. So I did that, and it took about 2 weeks. I did have to lower the price to $400, and it sold. How much did I put into this? Well, like I said, I bought the PC off my buddy for $80. The cooler I already owned. I was going to sell it for $10, so we'll call it $10. And the case was $60. So we are at $150 in. After JAWA takes its cut, I end up with $346 and some change. So I ended up basically with $196 profit after everything was said and done. Honestly, not too bad for the first flip. I did get a pretty good deal on this PC, so I don't expect them to be this good of profit. Although, I don't know, maybe they will be because I did some pretty good work on my first PC parts hunt. So who knows? So we're going to put all $346 back in the pot, and we're going to go shopping to see what other parts I can get so I can get you another build. We're going to do PCs. The goal would be to do one a week. Now, obviously, this depends on how fast they sell and what my schedule's like, and amongst other things. But I think it'll be fun. And like I said, in the future, we are going to do a ton more game testing so you can really get an idea of what the PC can do. But overall, for my first flip, I think I did a pretty good job. I'm very happy with it, and it's really just amazing what basically a recasing can do. So overall, I must say my first experience selling on JAWA was pretty seamless. Now, this is not sponsored by JAWA. I did this independently. I've seen a lot of people talk about how good JAWA is, so I wanted to see what it was like myself, and I didn't want to be sponsored. I wanted to get the full, real JAWA experience, the same experience you guys get. And I must say, so far, I haven't had any problems. So, thank you guys for watching this one. Please like and subscribe to see more PC parts hunts and PC flips along with tech news and basically me playing with every graphics card that you can think of. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Peace out.